Hi, my name is Megan Garrison. My video here is the Dispositions Self-Assessment Survey and video link. I was doing the self-assessment today, and I apologize for the late hour and for my appearance. It was our first day of school today, and it was just as hectic as every other first day of school has ever been, and then some, because we are eliminating cell phone usage at the high school. So we had some stuff going on, to say that's to put it mildly. I did complete my professional dispositions survey. As far as the self-assessment goes, for the most part, I strongly agreed with almost everything. There was one that I had put agree, so I'm going to go through each one of them right now, explain them to you, and why I felt I strongly agreed with them. The first is educators should believe that all students can learn and should set and support realistic expectations for student success. I teach at an SLC, a specialized learning center, which is basically for low incidence students, medically fragile kids. They are physically in age between around 14 to 19 chronologically, but developmentally they're anywhere between 18 to, I'd say, 36 to 48 months. I have 3 pairs in my room. I have one student who is in a wheelchair, and then I have one who is somewhat mobile, not so much. 4 of them are nonverbal. So I obviously strongly agree that all students can learn, because it seems like it's easy to teach kids who are engaged and want to learn, the college prep kids, the kids who are in baccalaureate classes or AP classes, and we get kind of brushed aside those students who are not necessarily going to be the ones who bring in the large high test scores or go to college or things like that. And so it's obviously important for those things to still happen. Be sensitive to individual learning, of course, since all of our kids are on IEPs, which are individualized education plans. And social needs. We have a large ESOL population in our district, and we're working a lot towards eliminating the barriers between them and their first language or second language. Promoting social justice and equity, and maintaining appropriate standards of confidentiality. Obviously, when dealing with IEPs, it's a living document. It's also a legal binding document, and so it's very important to retain that confidentiality and stuff. Sound judgment and ethical behavior, that's a given. That should always be a strongly agree, because that's, in any sort of field you should behave that way. Recognize that reflection combined with experience leads to growth as a professional. Absolutely. When I first began teaching, one of the hardest things to do is reflect on what you've done, because it's hard to criticize yourself in a way that's constructive and not just putting yourself down, things like that. So the older you get, the more I reflect on things, say, maybe I need to give myself more time for this, or I shouldn't take up as much time as I did for this, and move this pair here, move this person here, and see how this works tomorrow. I do that a lot more than I ever did. Model integrity by their words and actions. promote and support curiosity, encourage active inquiry. We learn best by when we're engaged. You learn from people that you like. And so if you promote that curiosity and encourage kids to, or people in general, to inquire about things, then I think they're more naturally interested in them. Educators should demonstrate professional friendliness, warmth, and genuine caring in their relationships with others while providing intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. I could agree on this mostly just because of the whole spiritual support. I feel like that's so tricky just because of, you have obviously the separation of church and state. So I don't try to put any kind of religious or spiritual guidance in anything I do, just because I don't want to be, just with the political climate today and the way the world is, I don't want to be anybody to consider me being biased one way or another. So that's why I just try to avoid that in general. Teachers understand the effect of community involvement and servant leadership when it applies to the welfare of others in the educational setting. As far as being a servant leader, I think that anybody in the education field is obviously values servitude just because we feel like we owe it to the next generation to make their lives as good as we possibly can, and we do that through education. Community involvement. Communities are our strongest support with the school. If you have people around you support your children, give them opportunities, even through sports, through theater, through art, through education in general, then those people are going to be, if they feel supported, then they're going to have that sense of community in their lives, and that's very important to them. Educators should be committed to the profession of teaching and learning. Strongly agree. I don't know very many of us who work in this profession who are not committed, because you go in knowing that you're going to be working way more than just inside the hours of a day with students or in a classroom. My brain never shuts off after I leave, even just thinking of things that I could do the next day, or things that we could do better, or things that could benefit our children. So I think that all in all, this is a great self-assessment survey, just because you could do it both as like a student teacher, somebody who's never been in a classroom. You could do it as somebody's in the middle of a career, the end of their career, and you would see it in all different ways. So I really appreciated this assignment. It was a lot of fun, actually, and I talked a lot longer than I expected to. So thank you.